You can reduce this first if you want to. Okay, there's two ways to do it. To reduce it first, I have 3 over negative 6, which is the same thing as 1 over negative 2, right? 3 over 6 reduces. So I've done this one and this one. Then I have x to the 3b over x to the b. Remember, if the base numbers are the same, I subtract their exponents. So that's going to give me x to the 2b power. Then here, my larger number's on the bottom, so I have y squared on the bottom. I still have that power of 2. Now I come back and I apply the power of 2. Obviously, I don't need that 1 right there. Okay, that's an understood 1. So what I'm doing is I'm applying it here, and I'm multiplying 2b times 2. So that's going to give me 4b, right? Isn't that correct? On the bottom, I got to square my, I have to square my negative 2, so what does that give me? Should be a positive 4. Okay, and then I've got the 2 times 2, so I have that. Now, let's say I did the power first, which you can do the power first. So now I apply the power on each thing. So 3 squared is 9. I'm going to multiply 3b times 2, so I have x to the 6b power, y squared, over, I got to apply the power, so that's going to be positive 36. Then it's 2b, okay, and I have y to the 6. Now I got to reduce everything. So I either reduce it at the beginning or I reduce it at the end. So now I have 9 over 36, which reduces down to 1/4, right? 9 over 36. Okay, I have 6, so I've got 4 on the bottom. I don't have to put the 1 there. I have 6b minus 2b, so I have x to the 4b power on the top. And then I have 6 on the bottom, and I have 2 on the top, so I subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. The larger number's on the bottom, so I get that. Same answer. Okay? Just depends on which you would prefer. It's like doing a problem that's got a fraction in it. Do you reduce the fraction first, or do you do the problem then reduce the fraction? It's totally up to you. Okay? Depends on which way you want to do it. All right. Did you get it? Almost. Okay, I'm going to give you another one to try. Okay, and again, you can do it either way. You can reduce it first, or you can do the math on it and then reduce it. Okay? Now, this only works. Right now, all we're talking about is monomials. Okay, we've not put any addition or subtraction in it. So keep in mind what the rules that we're applying only have to do with monomials. Things change when you add addition and subtraction in it. So if all you have is monomials, you can reduce it first. Okay? All right, try this one.
Is that a 2n or is
It's a 2n. It is, and this is a 3n on the bottom. No, Vivian? Okay, did you try and reduce it first? Okay, you went ahead and did all your math on it
Yeah,
first.
I just-
Okay, -4 to the third power is -64, because that's -4 times -4 times -4.
Oh.
Okay, is that where you messed up?
Yeah.
Okay, did you get the variables?
Uh,
So on the top here, I would have 6n,
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
gonna be 3n times, or 2n times 3. On the bottom, I would have x to the 9n power and z to the 6. The only thing at this point that can be done is that.
I did, -4 times 3. All
Be
that.
careful, because now that's with exponents that you multiply it, not with coefficients.
Mhm.
With coefficients, that power is applied to them like normal, okay? All right, then you can take this and you can combine it with scientific notation. Okay, that's why we started out with scientific notation. So let's say I have 3.69 times 10 to the -5th power and 4.1 times 10 to the 8th power. Now I'm going to show you how to do this by hand, and I'm going to show you how to do it on your calculator. Okay, you can use a calculator now, so you can put it in a scientific mode. What I have right here is I have 4 monomials. This times this times this times this. Okay, if I have, let's just look at these two. If I have 10 to the -5th power and 10 to the 8th power, the base number's the same, and I'm multiplying. What do? So if I have 10 to the -5th times 10 to the 8th, because that's what I have. Okay, I can change the order. I add them. Okay, so what's that going to give me? 10 to the 3rd power. Okay, so I've got a 10 to the 3rd power. Then I have these two things that I'm multiplying. Okay, so I've got 3.69 times 4.1, and that's going to give me a 15.129 times 10 to the 3rd power. Is that in scientific notation? No, I have to have that number right between the 1 and the 5. So it's got to look like 1.5129. It's actually times 10 to the, any idea? 4th power, but if that messes you up, then in the in-between stage, change it to standard notation and then change it back. So this would be 15129, and I go, oh, I need the decimal right there. So how many places? 4. Okay, if that messes you up, then that's understandable. Now, your cool calculator, pick it up. Okay, if you go up to mode, okay, hit the mode button. What should be flashing right now says normal. Okay, the first one over from normal is SCI. What do you think that stands for? Scientific notation. So you can set your calculator to be in scientific notation. So use your arrow, move it over so it's flashing on the SCI, hit enter, and it will change it to that mode. Okay, now come back, put these into your calculator. Parentheses, 3.69 times 10. How do I raise it to the -5th? Do y'all remember? That little button right there. Okay, raised. Use the negative down there at the bottom. In parentheses, turn around, put it right in like that. 4.1 times 10 to the raised to the 8th power. In parentheses. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. What I get out is 1.5129 E4. What do you think that E stands for? What does that E stand for? Times 10. Okay, that's what the calculator uses in the place of that. So if you see E4, it means times 10 to the 4th power. Don't you write that as an answer. Don't write E4. You don't speak calculator. Okay, you're going to have to convert that back to English. Okay, when you go to write it, just know you're filling in times 10, and that's your power right there. Everybody get it? Vivian, yes, no?
So you do parentheses.
I would put it in exactly like this.
Okay.
Okay, I would just regurgitate it onto my calculator.
It's saying my exponent. There's something wrong with it. The -5.
Did you use a negative or you use a minus?
I think I used the negative.
I changed it to a negative and it worked. Okay, so I think you used a minus. Did you get it, Reagan?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Same thing can be said with division. Okay, you can do division just like this. Now, I will say when you get done with your scientific notation problems, switch your mode back. Okay, don't leave it in a scientific mode. Okay, switch it back to normal. Okay, but let's do one that has division. Again, I would do these on my calculator. I don't think I would do them by hand, but I'm going to show you how to do them by hand. 7.6 times 10 to the second power over 3.2 times 10 to the -6th power. Now, if I'm going to put it in my calculator, I'm going to put that in parentheses, and I'm going to put that in parentheses. Okay, I'm going to divide them. I'm going to let my calculator do my work. Here, you would divide, if you were going to do it by hand, you would take 7.6 divided by 3.2, and then I would take the tens and I would put them together. So I would have, remember with division, I'm subtracting. So I would have 2 minus a -6, so I'm going to have 10 to the 8th power, okay? Then I'm going to actually divide this, my coefficients, it's going to go in there 2 times, so that's 6.4. Bring down my 2, add a 0, okay, it's going to give me, I don't know where it's going to come out even, but that's going to be a, oh wait, that's not right, yeah it is. How about a 12, not a 2, that makes more sense. Okay, let's say that goes in there 3 times, so that's going to give me 6 and 9, okay, so 4, 240, I'm going to add a 0, about maybe 8 times, okay, it's going to keep going, I don't know what it comes out to.
2.35.
2.375? Okay. But that's in scientific notation. I don't even have to do anything to that. But guys, if you put it in your calculator, it should give you 2.375 E8. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Go ahead and switch, because I don't think scientific notation is at the beginning. Switch your calculator back out to the normal mode so you don't forget. Oh, you'll know pretty soon whether you did or not, because these will start showing up on your calculator, and you go, I don't want those. All right, I'm going to give you your homework. Page 259. I want you to do 20 through 62 even. It sounds like a lot, but it's not going to take you time to do it. Okay? And let's see, you got about 15 minutes, so you'll get a good chunk of it done.